Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Backshed Live from Hume Lake. This is Cliff here, and if you are new to Backshed, this is a very different way of going about things today. But man, I am thrilled to be here and thrilled to have this gorgeous backdrop right here behind me as we get to share a little bit in the Word of God this morning. But more than anything, my goal is to give you a little bit of a window into what our students are experiencing here at camp for a week. So if you're not familiar with Hume Lake, this is truly one of the premier Christian camps in the United States. It sits about an hour and a half above Fresno in the Sequoia National Forest on the edge of Kings Canyon National Park. And so if you kind of look behind me, the backdrop here, the lake there looks out over Kings Canyon National Park. And what Kings Canyon is known for, this might not be familiar to everyone, but Kings Canyon is known for being actually the deepest canyon in the United States, over 6,000 feet deep in one spot. So yes, even deeper than the Grand Canyon, but I digress a little bit. But that's the backdrop for where our students are this week. We have a number of students here in high school camp. That is probably over 30 of our kids here in high school camp. We have 20 some, 25 kids or so in our middle school camp. And then over at Wagon Train, which is where the little kids are, that's our third grade through fifth graders. We have another 14 or 15 kids over in Wagon Train. So 74 students that are up here for the week, plus all of their leaders. And then staff from the church, a whole bunch of us are up here. I have my son Peter is here in high school camp. My son Titus is in middle school camp. My daughter Audrey is up there at Wagon Train, and my wife April is counseling Audrey in her wagon and the other girls. So they are having a blast. So Amelia and I, my youngest daughter, we get to hang out here for the week. Walk around, see our students, see our volunteers in action. Last night it was fun to talk to Amanda Moxley and a couple of the other girls as they were just hanging out at camp and just having a great time. And I see Pastor Luke in the distance, so hopefully as he wanders around here, we might be able to have a little cameo and slight interview with Pastor Luke. But let me show you what's going on around here today. I'm going to move the camera a little bit, and you'll be able to see right over here. And I got to switch things around so I can see it, what you're seeing. But this is looking out over towards the snack shop. And as I come back over here, there's the pool and all of the high school students right now are over there in that building in the background. They're in chapel and hearing from Speaker Eric Thomas, and then they're going to be breaking out here in a little while and going into small group time. So, and then I'm over here with the lake in my background, and we're going to see if we can get Luke over here. Hey, Luke, you wanna join live? This might get a little fun here for a minute, but so that's where all the campers are right now. And then, like I said, they'll be breaking out here in a few minutes. I even have an extra microphone if you want to. My AirPods. Oh, that's we'll.
You live right
We're
now?
live.
Oh, hey.
We are live here in the backshed. Well, no, we're live here in the. There we go.
I didn't get a chance to go to hair and makeup before I got
There we
here.
go. It's just yeah. You're looking good.
This is me being awake for 10 minutes, going on a hike in the morning to wake myself up.
Is Sarah still in bed?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was telling him we got Melanie. Good morning to you. Good to see you there. Barb, good to see you too. This was This is pretty cool.
It is.
I'm
Actually, just as I walked by, I saw
Yeah.
Amelia
oh yeah, over in Huckleberry.
in
Yeah.
Huckleberry just having a blast with the parachute. And it's weird because like the view behind us is the one that probably just you see absolutely everywhere when it's like the first thing people take a picture
Yeah.
of when they get here. And so you've seen it 100 times, but every time you get here and you just like go out onto that little peninsula and just you're like, oh my goodness, I'm
I know. And last night, like as the when I lived up here, there was this thing that uh we called the second sunset, because the sun sets here at like 4 in the afternoon over the top of the hill, or 5 in the afternoon, whatever. But it sets against the canyon back there. And so the canyon just like starts to light up and is brilliant. And it's anyway, I don't know.
I was given a book before by Russ Brown.
Uh-huh.
Of like,
Oh, God's hand over Hume. Yeah.
And so I was looking through it, and then on Sunday, Iola was telling me that when they used to come up, they still had to wear like full
Their
dresses,
dresses. Right.
and everything.
The men are like wearing pants, but then
Yeah,
when they're out
pants.
swimming, they're in like these shorts that are like this.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she's like, it got a little hot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it's great. It was a journey yesterday.
yeah, you
I mean,
guys had a
multiple
you had a
different-
full day because you preached, did everything at sunrise for Father's Day, and then you guys hightailed it up here.
Yeah, it was good, and now we're here.
So theme this year for camp, it's so cool, is they are like, if you've never been to Hume before, they try to take a biblical text and then turn it into some kind of theme that that really helps the kids see it a little more see it creatively. So they're using Daniel this year, and so they have these characters that are the different parts of Daniel. There's one guy plays Nebuchadnezzar, and yet he's just this messed up guy out of the sea, and they're using this whole like marooned on an island metaphor for the book of Daniel, which is kind of fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of Daniel, so here's the thing I had that was going to get me what I was going to go with today. Yes, Barb, it is absolutely gorgeous here. Like, you can't make this up. Although I do laugh sometimes. People would walk around here and they're like, look at this beautiful lake that God made. I'm like, well, it's a man-made lake. There's a dam down there.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me about Daniel is Matt Bach actually is the one that got me on this. He's like, Cliff, we need to stop looking at the church in Acts as who our church is today. We probably ought to be looking at Daniel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like in light of Daniel learning how to live in captivity in another culture, being forced to learn the language, all of the, traditions and customs. And I feel like that's kind of where we are in our culture.
Yeah, it's one of those things out of Jeremiah where God is saying, you're in captivity, but I want you to set down roots. I want you to pray for the city that you're in. I want you to dwell, make your homes there, set up gardens,
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at first church going around the Roman Empire, and in all these places where they're kicked out of financial, political, health systems, somehow they're thriving, right? And I mean, it comes back to just honoring God, where he has you and where he has you dwelling,
and without compromise, which was like Daniel was on that. And yet this is the thing that always gets me in Daniel, is he still learned the language and took on a Babylonian name.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, here's the thing that I love too in it, right? Is like the people are getting angry when they see Daniel going up to pray.
Right.
Like, so they notice that there's something different about him in Babylon. And so but they notice there's, here he is going up to pray. He doesn't compromise.
Yeah.
He is giving the advice. He's that young advisor, and yet he's not compromising on his beliefs, but he's again dwelling and like publicly displaying what he believes and who he believes in,
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is kind of how what they think and recognize as, oh, this might be his downfall,
Right. That's going to be the gotcha. That's going to be how they're going to get him. Ultimately, it puts him in more area of influence.
Yeah, I know.
Which, anyway, so that's kind of the theme. With the theme this summer, I think is so good for our students of learning how to navigate um, today's culture with integrity. I mean, I think it kind of comes down to that in so many ways, like learning how to just go throughout this and yet have an uncompromising stand for Christ and no turning one way or another. So
Yeah,
I'm excited for it.
yeah. You think of Daniel, where here there's these individuals. You think of now Acts, where you've got the church formed and also the support network. And I just sent a message out to the leaders team that was here this morning. That was like, hey, we gotta like. I love that we've got Sunday schools at the church that are reaching out, being like, hey, are there any names? Like, are there people you want us to pray for? And I was like, everything we kind of talked about, even just yesterday, of the church being able to be this great influence to parents influence on their children. And here you have the support network being created, which is modeled in Acts as a group, modeled in Daniel as individuals.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff up here. You were at the big show last night.
I was at the big show last night, and it was this crazy. I've seen a lot of what they call openers up here at Hume over the years, and they did this whole thing. They actually, so it was there. There's this ship, and the people on the ship and different characters, and some of it's symbolic of the nation of Israel, some of it's symbolic of Daniel, some of it's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So there's all kinds of symbolism, and at a certain point the staff just had to explain it in real language, because some of the symbolism's far beyond the level of a 14-year-old or a 52-year-old, or no, wait, I'm 53, to be able to completely take in. But it's really cool, and they say they do this giant theatrical presentation to kind of set the stage, and there's always a battle, and good guys, bad guys, and they call the waves, which are the bad guys, and it's kind of Babylon, and they're rocking the ship, and they think the ship is Israel, but there's this one point where these people are up on the very top level, and they're dropping these rolls of toilet paper down to make it look like a streak of white paper or whatever. Well, they did this explosive. They shot off this cannon, and it lit the toilet paper on fire. And so this was not supposed to happen this way. And so these toilet paper rolls are going up in flames. So they had to I was talking to one of the security guys last night. He's like, yes, I had to put out the fire. And but nothing burned down. The children are just fine.
Yeah.
just so you all know, your kids are in great hands. Anyway, pray for the kids, pray for the students. I'm praying for my own son and for the students. A year ago, we graduated a really solid group of seniors out of the high school ministry. And and they kind of went off, and then as you all know, we had Cyrus Harshbarger, one senior this year that graduated, and he's actually up here at camp.
And we actually have one of our grads up here. Dylan is
Dylan, one of our grads, is up from last year's counseling up at Wagon Train. The boys up at Wagon Train, which is awesome. I saw their opener last night, which was awesome, and had all kinds of allusions to various things in our culture, including the camp director came flying in a dragon across it was I've never seen anything like it before.
As a person who grew up at camp, never kind of this scale, right? It's kind of crazy to actually see everything at this scale. I was talking to a good director friend of mine up in Canada, who I was telling him, you need to come down here and just experience a week and check out how they run operations down here. But it's like its own village, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there are 2,000 people up here right now.
Maybe it's not the best way to describe it, but for those literary folks out there, it's like if Lord of the Flies was a success, this is what it would look like. You know, like you pull in at first and you're just like, there's an entire village here,
Yep.
but all I see is teenagers. And then you realize, like, you see the staffs that are blended in and
Yep.
doing their thing. And that's, I think, probably what makes it so
Well,
good.
yeah,
Is
they
that
have.
they're so blended into like the operations here is just
They're like 350 staff
Yeah.
up here right now. And just all kinds of things like over here on our left side right now, a food service truck is coming in. It's getting ready to put a bunch of, things into the vendors or the
it really is. Lifeguards getting their stuff
lifeguards
ready for
and
the swim test.
well, yeah, and you can
like,
see even I'll show you out there a little bit. They're gonna setting up on the lawn there to have recreation here in a little while, coming up at about 11 o'clock this morning. And and it's all the great thing is it's all done with intention. Like everything has a purpose behind it. And so I'm just praying, like I said, that our kids would really take ownership over their youth ministry and will really give ownership to Christ, but that we'll see kind of a new group of leaders rise up in the youth ministry. And yeah, Melanie said she grew up in a town of 5,000. Exactly. Like Melanie, you'd feel at home here.
It really is like having the entire town of Cairnport here,
right?
Like in Saskatchewan.
Well, and that's a whole nother story. We lived up here for 15 years and it's kind of like a fishbowl. Like everybody's in everybody else's business and yet it's this really beautiful fishbowl. Like when we went through our tragedy as a family, like boy, they were here for us in a way like you just wouldn't get anywhere else. It's pretty stinking amazing.
Yes, it's like that real like metaphor of it takes a village.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
Here.
So that's Hume this week, and I'm looking down at my computer, and it sounds like it's going to take off in a few minutes here with the way the processor is working. So I have a feeling I'm going to have a dead battery in not too long. But thought we'd give you a little taste of Hume Lake on a gorgeous Monday morning. Oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing day. And pray for our kids. Like I said, we got 74 students that are up here, plus all their leaders. Luke and Sarah up here, Tracy and Jason Copshire up here, and Pastor Kim, and all the other leaders. So it's going to be an amazing week. And I'm praying that nobody gets injured and I have to drive them down to the hospital.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah. You had to drive Sarah down the hill a few years ago, didn't you?
Straight.
Oh, and I don't see any questions. So, hey, be watching Sunrise Facebook page. We have set up a whole deal portal through which we are sending pictures, and then those are getting posted daily on our Facebook page. So you'll be able to get updates from camp that way.
See all the fun, live vicariously through them. It'll be good. There's already great stuff happening.
Leah, we will definitely, Melanie, we will say hi to Leah when we see her. Like I said, they'll be breaking out of chapel here probably in the next 10 minutes. And so we'll keep our eyes out and definitely say hi. I did see a bunch of our students last night and they were having a blast. So the week got off to a great start. Tracy's watching. She's actually up here right now. So hi, Tracy, wherever you are.
The Onion last night.
The Onion?
Yeah,
I don't know about the Onion.
Well, so I didn't know about it either. Apparently, that's what they affectionately call where Meadow Ranch Chapel is. And now that they've called it the Onion,
oh my God,
I can see it from my dorm room.
Yeah,
and it actually looks like the top of an onion. Now that's all I can picture. But I've never been in there. I just thought it was a storage shed for the longest time.
Was that their the Onion?
Yeah, like
interesting.
It's that big dome over there.
Their old chapel.
Yeah. So I guess that's what they did there, kind of like kickoff kind of thing.
All right. I got you.
So, The Onion.
The Onion. I haven't heard that, and I've been here a long time. So thank you for educating me.
Given the smell with 750
middle schoolers. Oh my gosh.
We'll edit that part out.
Yeah. But you all live, you get to hear that. Oh man, Luke, thanks for joining me. That's much more entertaining than me by myself, right? This is gonna be fun. All right, Let's pray, and we're going to be on our way. Father, thanks for a great day, and I just pray that our students would hear your gospel clearly and know, God, know what you've called them to do and to be in this world, and that they would know the truth and learn how to speak that clearly, effectively, boldly. And may your spirit live and work in them. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you guys for joining us this morning on this amazing morning at Hume Lake. And be watching Facebook for more updates. And then I'm going to be doing some interviews up here this week for future Backshed episodes. So that's going to be kind of fun. So you're going to get to meet some of my favorite friends from Hume Lake and hear some great stories from them and so on. So that's going to give me some great material for the future for the Backshed.
And for all you out there, you have to understand that Cliff is like a local celebrity around here. It's like that. There's that old book, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Everything. It's like just me being in proximity to Cliff elevates my status up here, I feel. So, well, you can't go like 20 feet without hearing, Cliff.
Fortunately, most of the people that didn't have as positive a viewpoint as that aren't necessarily around here anymore. So, oh, it's fun. It's this place had a major impact on our lives. So, thanks, Melanie. Thanks, Gina, for watching along. Barb and Tracy today. A whole bunch of you. Let me see. Did I miss anyone? That looks like I got all of you. So you guys have a great week, and we will look forward to seeing you next time. Where's the button down here? There it is. And we'll, God bless you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.